Miss T.
Miss T.
Miss Tia. Miss T.
Miss T.
Miss T.
Miss T.
Miss T.
Miss T.
Can't wait for you to meet Miss T. She is the T in tea.
Hello to you. Welcome back to the Sweet Tea Time podcast. I'm so happy you joined me today. I've been coaching, a great deal lately, different people, but there's so much going on in the world right now, and it's all happening so fast that I find that people are spending more time working life, catching up, rather than seeing the success of what they're accomplishing. And so I spend a lot of days kind of talking people off the ledge or redirecting their thoughts so that their belief in how they can show up in life and whether or not they're winning doesn't get cemented in a bad way in like how am I going to win or how can I do this, etc. And so I'm seeing that there's a need for some practices that I've done over time that help me not to get anchored in what's bad, what's not working, and what's problematic, but stay locked in this is how I'm winning, and even if it's small, I'm still winning. So I wanted to walk you through that today. What does winning look like? Now I know, some people may classify that or file things like, okay, well, I have a big house and I have a nice car and I have lots of money. And, and yes, those are things that may demonstrate that you're winning. But for me personally, there are other ways that demonstrate winning to me. And I think that's because of the breadth of what I do. I also think it's because of the depth of what I've climbed up from. Winning to me looks a little different. And so I just want to share a couple scenarios and then a few things that hopefully get your engine working in the direction of I am a winner. Like I'm literally winning every day. And so, for me, that starts with a couple of practices. Number one, you can come up with a very long laundry list of all the ways things didn't go right, you may have failed. And I can, confess that I am probably my worst critic. The inner critic in T is a gnarly beast sometimes, and it lets me know by the millisecond every way I blew it, missed it, and didn't cut it. And so I practice, and sometimes out loud, saying the words, I'm winning. And then winning for me looks like I'm here. I'm breathing. I can blink. I can walk. I can take a deep breath. I can laugh. That's winning to me because there was a period of my life where I could not do those things. Winning to me also looks like, I have a tremendous set of responsibilities as it pertains to my different organizations and things that I've built through my companies. But winning it's still here. 26 years of peaks and valleys, difficulties, and then like adventures. I'm still here. Every day that I get to show up and work with my team, who's absolutely amazing, that's winning. My family is healthy. I have 4 sisters and 1 brother, and they're all still alive. They're all healthy. They're all well. Their children are well. To me, that's winning. And even though in business especially, I encounter some really challenging decisions that I have to make and problems that I have to solve, every time I'm faced with one of those challenges, the exact right person presents themselves. That helps me solve it, especially when I don't have the education or the experience to take care of it myself or with my team. That to me, having the right person cross my path at the right time to help me problem solve is winning. And I think that the only way that you know that you're in a winning season or in a winning flow that convincing doesn't come from anybody outside of you. That comes from you. And so again, there are lots of opportunities to demonstrate where you're not winning. Let me give you an example. I'll give you two actually. So I came into work very early one day this week, and I have a 45,000 square foot building, and it's multiple levels. And we walk into the dance room, and it's flooded. Now, this is one of the main spaces where we do our kids program, and the ceiling had completely caved in. And when I say there's water everywhere, it's not like water sprinkles here or there. It's puddles like this of water everywhere. So the ceiling's a wreck, the marley floor's a wreck, the walls on the side are now saturated. We got to think about things like, oh no, it's gonna be mold. We got to get everything dried out. So it took myself and a good handful of the team to get in there and at very least get the water up and then try to figure out what happened. And so when it was all said and done, something happened on the second floor, which caused the first floor um, to have this, disastrous thing happen. But it had been building up over time and in the ceiling, and nobody knew it until everything, the bottom fell out of everything. And so, that particular day, and again, I'm still talking about, how to know when you're winning and how to know when you're losing. Because if that just sharing something like that with you, you would think that, oh my gosh, that's a big fat L. No, let me help you. That same day happened to be the anniversary day that a mentor of mine that I absolutely love and care about, it was the day that he was buried. So he's no longer on the planet with us. And sometimes you can forget a thing, but your nervous system remembers a thing and it still reacts to the thing or grieves the thing, even though that it's not in your conscious process of things. And so that was that day, and I couldn't figure out, why do I feel sad? And some people said, oh, it's because of the situation with the ceiling, or because the pressure, the financial pressure that comes with running an organization like mine, or maybe it's because of things that are happening in your personal family. My son, who's the youngest of my children, is on his way back to college for his senior year. And I know as a parent that once he walks that finish line, he's off into adult world, and he may or may not ever come back and live with me. That's my baby. It makes me sad. But again, that's another thing that, you're processing internally. Is like, I'm doing this thing alone. My last little birdie is flying the nest. All of this is happening all in the same day. And I'm just giving you the short list of things. But I'm saying all that to demonstrate that day could look like I'm losing. But now I'm going to show you how I was winning. So the same catastrophe that flooded the room, number one, it didn't flood the room when we had a bunch of kids in there and someone could have gotten hurt. Winning. Number two, it identified a problem we didn't even know we had. Now we know there's a problem. Now we know we can fix things so that something catastrophic like that never happens again. Winning. Number two, I was sad because that was the day that someone very near and dear to me was buried. I wasn't consciously giving myself room to grieve, to cry, to experience the loss, or even say, I miss him. Say that to myself. Like, I miss him. And so that could look like I'm losing. But the truth is, I identified those feelings, the source of them, and now I can go through the process of healing that I need to grow through the fact that I don't have this person in my physical life anymore. Winning. And then if you have a son who's gone away to college and they're going into their senior year, that means they're getting good grades and they're progressing. If they're about to graduate, that means I've successfully raised a stellar young man who's on the brink of going into the world, being a contributor, and living a positive, healthy life. Winning. So sometimes we can look at a set of things and demand, I'm not winning, I'm losing. But the fact is, anything that happens in your life I promise you, it is all pointing in the direction of you growing in your winning. Okay, so I have another thing for you. And I was just sharing this with a friend yesterday. I did a fast pitch competition a handful of years ago. And, before we could step on the stage and do the competition, we had to go through a series of classes and do the training and all the things and all the things. And I remember being so intimidated. Like we would do the practice pitches and I would do well, but I would go long. And if you go long, they take points off of your score and it could cost you the competition. And so they narrowed it down to 10 people. And I just remember barely making it across the cut to be one of the top 10 finalists. And I remember taking the stage that night. I have never been so nervous in my entire life. I mean, so nervous to the point where I thought I was going to throw up on the stage. It was really, really, really intimidating. But we go through the process. I do my pitch and I get maybe 2 minutes into the pitch and then I go completely blank. You didn't get papers. There was no teleprompter, nothing like that, just completely blank. And of course, I didn't have a choice but to finish. So I just kind of got back in there and I just kind of, did what I knew to do to kind of cross the finish line. And I remember as I was walking off the platform, I said to myself, oh no, the pause may have cost me the success of this competition, which my nonprofit really needed. We needed the money, we needed the exposure, and I felt like maybe I bombed in a way that would have cost us. So fast forward, they're announcing the winners, and the young lady that came in the first place, yay! Then another woman, her nonprofit came in second place, yay! And then they announced the third place winner, which was me, yay! So in my mind, I'm thinking, well, I didn't get first place. Maybe I'm not a winner. There's more. So they announced that the mayor had the special award for the organization that they were super excited about investing in because of what they do for the community. Well, guess who won the mayor's award? Me, winner. Okay, there's more. That was a handful of years ago. Fast forward to last year before, one of them recently, they had another one of these fast pitches. And guess who they called to come back and be a judge? Me, not the first place winner, not the second place winner, me, the third place winner. And since I won in third place, not number one, but third place, I own a building, I published a book, I have done so many different things by way of growth and intense transformation and change and contribution to the city that they designated me as a judge to come and see the other people who were doing a fast pitch. And then fast forward one more time. This year, I got asked to come back and teach the most current cohort of people doing the fast pitch how to do a fast pitch. So if we rewind to the fact that, okay, I did this thing and I didn't take first, I didn't take second, I did take third though. I did get the mayor's award though, but you could suggest that maybe I'm not winning. Sometimes the depth and the volume of your winning takes time to mature and then show you the bigness of the win. And sometimes we can put our success on a placement or competition or hierarchy, when the fact of the matter is, okay, I came in third, but I promise you, I'm the biggest winner of that entire cohort. If you look at the fruit of everything that we've done since that fast pitch, largely this all counts on one thing, what you think winning is. So if you think that coming in first place means you're a winner, then you have to come in first place to be a winner. If you think that you're a winner because you showed up and you gave your best, then no matter what you do, as long as you show up and give your best, you will be a winner. So I'm sharing all of this because I work with so many people where this is a real problem. They think that there's something exterior that's blocking them from being the fullness of champion that they were, destined to be. And the truth of the matter is, it's just your thinking. So if you decide I'm a winner, no matter what the circumstances look like, you're a winner. And if you decide I'm not winning, guess what? You're not winning. Everybody is literally right where they want to be. And it starts right here. So I know this was a different one, but the hope is that you could start to develop the thinking of a winner, the thinking of a champion, so that you could start to see that literally every day you really are winning. And if you just could boil it down to the basics, your heart's still beating. Do you know how many hearts stop beating and how many people are not here? Yours is. You're winning. So sometimes you have to be the biggest convincer of what winning is to you, and then allow yourself to see that every day you're winning. No matter what bad or difficult looks like, every day you're winning. So I hope you will put this into practice. I don't have it perfect, but I work on it every day. I hope that you will put this into practice. So when it looks like you're losing, you show yourself how you are indeed winning. And then, you'll be a lot more pleasant to be around. Your world will be a lot more brighter, and there'll be less stress and less worry. And you can keep building those dreams and goals that you have. So you are winning. And I look forward to seeing you back here again soon, you champion you, so that we can have another sweet tea time together.